Good morning, students. Today we will be completing this hormones chapter, and we will concentrate today on another gland called reproductive gland. So we have a reproductive gland, thymus gland, and the second part of the neurohypophysis of the pituitary. And with that we will complete today. And tomorrow we will start with human reproduction. In human reproduction, three different segments that we will study. One is the male and female reproductive organs. And second one is the gametogenesis. And the third one is fertilization, pregnancy and menstrual cycle. So what we will do is human reproduction, the same content you will study when you come to 12th standard. So the same kind of information only is there in 12th and the 10th standard. So what I will do is I will post the videos which I have already recorded for 12th standard. Few topics only will be varying, and tomorrow I will be teaching you the menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle part I will post the video which I have taken for 12th standard. Clear? But the same thing only will be in your book also. So that part you just go through it, because I don't want to record one more video on that. Suppose if you have any doubt on that video, you can ask. I may have some clarification classes for clarifying your doubts, doubt clarifying section. Okay, so that part I will do it. So you make sure tomorrow I will be posting the menstrual cycle video which is there for 12th standard as well as for 10th standard. So same video we can use it. Some extra information will be there. Extra information is very good. So you can even take out that extra information for developing your knowledge. So the information should not be very less. So extra information is gaining your knowledge only. So those videos you will refer for me. That is human reproductions. Clear? Right. So one or two videos only I will be posting on the 12th portion, and the other videos I will be recording it for you. Clear? Right. So now we will talk about the reproductive glands. Reproductive glands are therefore male as well as female. So the male reproductive gland is called as testis, and the female reproductive gland is called the ovaries. Female reproductive gland or the ovaries. Here also the pair of testis, and here also the pair of ovaries. So now we are going to talk about the hormones that is produced from this testis and the ovaries. Now the hormone that is produced from this testis and the ovaries are together called as gonadal hormones. Gonadal hormones. Why we call it as gonadal hormones is these hormones are secreted from the gonads. So these hormones are called the gonadal hormones. Okay. So now when we talk about the male gonadal hormones, now the testis has a reproductive gland of male that we know. So this testis, if this is the structure, anyway you will be studying in male reproductive system, but still. So if this is the structure of the testis, inside this testis you will have certain lobe-like structures like this. Some lobes will be there, and inside this lobe some highly coiled tubes will be there like this, and this highly coiled tube is called the seminiferous tubules. Okay, so this tube is called seminiferous tubules, and this seminiferous tubules is a site for sperm production. So all the sperm cells are produced inside this seminiferous tubules. Okay, so now this seminiferous tubules are involving in sperm production. Now I told you these hormones which is produced here is called gonadal hormones. Now here we will have certain cells inside this along with the seminiferous tubules you will have certain cells. So there are two cells are there. One is called Sertolic cells and another one is called the Leydig cells. The Leydig cells are presented in between these lobes, and the Sertolic cells are presented inside the seminiferous tubules. Okay, right. So now the role of the Sertolic cell is to Now the inside the seminiferal tubule sperm cells are produced, I told you. Now the role of the Sertolic cell is to nourish the sperm cell, to give nutrition to the sperm cell. Okay, so that is what this role of the Sertolic cells. The role of the Leydig cell is, the Leydig cell produces a male reproductive hormone called testosterone. So this is an important hormone. So this testosterone only is a gonadal hormone of male. Okay, right. So now if this is the processes. Now for this to happen, we need two different hormones. One is called FSH hormone as well as LH hormone. Okay, FSH and LH. These two hormones are called gonadotropic hormones. Gonadotropic hormones. Why? This is stimulating these gonads to produce hormones. Now here, this gonadotropic hormone only is produced in the pituitary gland. Okay, so from the pituitary glands, where it is in the pituitary gland. So from the pituitary gland only, this FSH and LH is produced, and see, this FSH hormone will act on the Sertolic cells. Okay, FSH hormone from the pituitary gland will enter into the testis. So this is the testis. So from this pituitary gland, it will enter into the testis and it will act on the Sertolic cells for the production of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis. Genesis means formation. Spermato means sperm cell formation. So sperm cell formation is taking place like this. This FSH hormone is a gonadotropic hormone from the pituitary gland, enter into the testis, act on the Sertolic cells and produces spermatogenesis inside this seminiferal tubules. Okay, this is the part 1. Second one, now the sperm, if the sperm cell has to produce more, it requires a hormone called testosterone. Okay, if testosterone not there inside the testis, sperm cells cannot be produced. Spermatogenesis will not take place. So what is happening? This LH hormone from the pituitary gland will act on the cell called Leydig cells, and it will produce an hormone called testosterone. Clear? So this is what the process that takes place in the male reproductive system. Okay, right. So now the functions of this testosterone is, I told you, spermatogenesis, and it will also involve in the secondary sexual character in male. So secondary sexual character means it will always involve in producing a kind of a horse voice, hairs on the body and faces. So all these are the secondary sexual characters in male. Okay, so this is the role of the testosterone hormones in the male reproductive system. Clear? So this is a concept. Now when we talk about this female reproductive system, same concept we are going to talk for the female reproductive system. Okay, so now we will talk about female reproductive system. So this is the structure of the ovaries like this. Okay, now inside the ovary it has the primary cells. So this primary cell will later on, so this before paternal we will be discussing during the reproduction system. Okay, right. So now this is the ovaries. So ovary. Now inside this ovary you will have this egg or the ovum. Now this ovum will be surrounded by many layers and all this. Okay, so now this entire structure is covered. So now the ovum is enlarged and the entire structure is covered by a membrane like this, and this membrane is called Graafian follicles. Graafian follicles. Okay, now this FSH hormone in female, it from the pituitary gland acts on this ovaries. Okay, that means it acts on the Graafian follicles. Clear? Now when it is acting on this Graafian follicle, whenever Graafian follicle is there, it secretes an hormone called estrogen. Estrogen hormone. So this is a gonadal hormones, estrogen. So estrogen will be there when FSH act on the Graafian follicles, it produces an hormone called FSH. Okay, so estrogen is produced by the Graafian follicles of the ovary. Now at the time of, now when the ovum is matured, what will happen is this Graafian follicle is ruptured, okay, and this ovum will come out and it will enter into the fallopian tube, female reproductive tract, all this. Now ovum has come out. What all this process in next chapter we will be studying, okay, right. So once the ovum comes out, now this Graafian follicle which has ruptured becomes another structure, a temporary structure which forms on it like this, okay. So this temporary structure, this is Graafian follicle. Now I told you the ovum is coming out. Now for ovum comes out, the process is called ovulation. Ovulation is a process where ovum comes out, okay, from the ovary after rupturing the Graafian follicle. Who's helping this ovum to come out? That is LH hormone. This LH hormone will act on this Graafian follicle, rupture this Graafian follicle, and ovulation takes place. Clear? Understand? FHS hormone, Graafian follicle will be there, estrogen will be there. When LH is there, it will rupture the Graafian follicle, ovulation taking place. Now the empty structure is covered by, this is empty structure covered by another layer called corpus luteum. So this is called the corpus luteum. Now whenever corpus luteum is there, this corpus luteum will secrete another hormone called progesterone. So this is another gonadal hormones, progesterone. Now this progesterone hormone will always helps, actually it will not allow another ovum to come out. So this hormone is called pregnancy hormone. Why? Because this hormone helps in the pregnancy. When we talk about the menstrual cycle, we will understand why it is, okay. So it maintains pregnancy and it is essential for formation of placenta. At the same time, it will make this ovum to come to the uterus of the female to get implanted and all this, okay. So this is what the importance of this progesterone hormones. Now this estrogen is a secondary sexual character and it initiates the process of oogenesis, means formation of egg and all this, and it stimulates the maturation of ovarian follicle, that means Graafian follicle in the ovary, and it will makes the secondary sexual character in male. So female. So male, the testosterone is a secondary sexual character. In female, estrogen is a secondary sexual character. Clear? So that's an idea about reproductive glands. We will talk this much detail in the human reproduction, but now for the timing you just understand this. Actually I wanted to teach you only when I take up the human reproduction, but it may be an introduction part of this. So as the introduction part you study this one, but it's a very important 7-mark question. Reproductive glands, separately they will ask you testes, their functions, or they will ask you ovary, the hormones and the functions of these hormones. You can read it, you will understand each one. So everything I have given in a kind of a short form for understanding the basic concepts. Clear? Right. So this is what the reproductive gland is. The next gland we will talk about is the thymus. Now when you talk about thymus, you should understand two different cells called B cells and T cells. These cells are called lymphocytes. Lymphocytes means it is present in the WBC. You know the role of WBC. You know the role of WBC will fight with all the microorganisms in our body. So this WBC has 5 types: neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, monocyte and lymphocyte. So in this lymphocyte we'll have 2 cells, B cell and T cells. These 2 cells are produced in the bone marrow. Okay, it fights with the microorganisms. B cell fights with the bacteria and T cell fights with the viral diseases. Now it produces in the bone marrow, and B cell matured in the bone marrow itself. Okay, it is produced and matured, whereas T cells produced in the bone marrow, but it gets matured only in the organ called thymus. Only in the organ called thymus. Sorry. Now, this thymus will act as partly it is an endocrine gland. Endocrine means it produces hormone. And second one, it is playing a role in immunity. Immunity means it is fighting with the microorganisms. Okay, so thymus, it acts as an endocrine as well as it acts as a immunity. Okay, right. Now where this thymus is? It is located upper part of the chest. It is that when you talk about thymus, the location of the thymus is upper part of the chest. Upper part of chest area. Okay. Now thymus, I told you, it is an endocrine gland. So it produces an hormone called thymosin hormone. Okay. And I told you it is immunity. It produces T cells. It produces means it matures T cells. Okay, because T cell produce the bone marrow. Maturation in the thymus. So thymus, very important. This produces hormone called thymosin and T cells. Okay, so this is what very important is. Now this T cell will go and fight with all the virally infected disease. Okay, so this thymus will be very active only early period of gestation, and after adolescence this thymus will undergo decreasing atrophy. It decreases in size. Okay, so the role of the thymus, so all our viral diseases are being destroyed by these T cells. Okay, right. So that is what is given in your textbook. All these, when you come to higher secondary classes, we will study in depth. Clear? Right. So that's about the thymus gland.